Welcome to the Freaky Stories podcast.
Oh, yeah.
We are going to get into some seriously freaky stuff today.
Yeah, buckle up, folks.
So we're looking at two flash fiction stories. And they seem like they're worlds apart, but I think they've got some freaky connections that we're going to unpack.
Totally.
So we're not just going to tell you what happens in these stories, but like I said, we're going to really dig into them.
Yeah. Unpack them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get freaky.
So one is about historical warrior queens.
Oh, my goodness.
Who come back in the 21st century.
I love that.
In the middle of, like, protests.
Wow.
And the other one is about cereal box horoscopes.
Ooh.
That start to come true.
Okay.
And it gets really, really bizarre.
I can't wait.
So first flash fiction story is called Boudica and Joan of Arc, Rebel Leaders United.
Okay.
So imagine this global wave of protests.
Right.
And it's like present day. And, you know, people are really worked up over things like, you know, tech companies.
Yeah.
You know, sort of controlling our lives.
Right.
The housing crisis, climate change.
Makes sense.
And then in the middle of this,
this
chant breaks out. Boudica, Joe. Boudica, Joe.
That is so cool. I love that image of, like, calling on these historical figures to address our current problems.
It is interesting, isn't it?
Like, they think these figures from the past could actually solve things today.
Yeah.
Like, they have the answers.
I know. It's like people are just looking for, like, a hero from the past.
Yes, totally.
Right, to come and save the day.
Someone who symbolizes strength, you know, resistance.
Yeah.
Hope. That's what they need.
Well, the story then introduces us to Maya, who's like a volunteer medic.
Okay.
At this protest camp.
Yeah.
And suddenly these two figures just appear.
No way.
Boudica.
All right.
You know, with her blazing red hair.
Yeah, yeah.
And, you know, she just has this warrior presence.
Even in, like, modern clothes, I bet.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah.
And Joan of Arc.
Okay.
And she's depicted as this slight, but just resolute teenage girl. But she's got this, like, fire in her eyes.
She means business.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And it's interesting how the story shows their impact right away. They're not just like symbolic, you know, figures.
Yeah.
They're actually driving this movement.
So they're actually leading the protests.
Yeah. So Boudica's like, you know, her powerful voice is giving people this sense of purpose and anger at the system.
Right. It's like she's amplifying their energy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then you've got Joan of Arc, and she's got these, like, whispered tactics that are really effective.
Interesting.
Like, she knows how to work the crowd.
Like, she's a natural strategist, even in this new setting.
Yeah. It makes you wonder if some leadership skills are just timeless.
I know, right? Like, maybe some things just never change, you know, when it comes to leading people and making change.
Exactly.
That's fascinating.
And the story doesn't just stop there.
Okay.
Like, they're not just making speeches.
Right, right.
They're actually coming up with, like, real strategies.
Like battle plans.
Yeah. Boudica is using, like, guerrilla warfare.
Oh, wow.
But adapted for, like, our times.
Okay.
So she's disrupting supply chains.
That's smart. It's like a modern day siege.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you've got Joan of Arc, and she's using her knowledge of siege warfare to find, like, the weak points in the system.
Oh, wow.
It's wild.
So they're, like, taking their historical skills and applying them to today's world.
Right.
That's so cool.
But then the story reminds us of how they both died.
Ooh, right.
You know, Boudica was poisoned, Joan was burned at the stake.
Yeah.
So it makes you wonder, like, how did they come back? Are they ghosts?
Are they reincarnated?
Right.
I don't know.
The story doesn't tell us.
That's freaky.
Yeah. But it definitely adds to this feeling that something really huge and extraordinary is going on.
It's like beyond what we can understand.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love it.
And as the protests get bigger,
the
news channels are calling it an unexplained global phenomenon.
Right, it is.
Yeah. And we even see Boudica and Joan, like, strategizing.
Oh, cool.
And Boudica's, like, really satisfied with all the unrest.
Makes sense.
You know?
Yeah, given her history of rebellion.
Joan, on the other hand, is just focused on not being silenced again.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
It's like their core personalities are still there, you know?
Yeah. It's really interesting.
Even after all this time.
Yeah.
Or maybe because of it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And then we learn that the military's getting involved.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and the government's making threats.
That's scary.
Boudica says that they'll remember the sting of rebellion.
I bet they will.
She's so fierce.
She's not backing down.
No.
I love it.
And then there's this moment between Joan and Maya.
Okay.
Where they just share like a look.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like they both know it's coming.
Like a silent understanding.
Yeah. And they decide to confront the opposition on their own terms.
They're not giving up.
No.
Wow, that's a powerful image.
It is.
Like, it's these figures from the past leading the charge for change today.
Yeah.
It's really making me think about what drives people to fight for what they believe in, you know?
Yeah.
Like, what makes a revolution happen.
Yeah. Okay, so let's switch gears completely
Fair.
and dive into our second flash fiction story, The Accidental Prophecy.
Okay, bring it on.
So this one's a little lighter,
All right.
but just as freaky in its own way.
Okay.
We've got these two friends, Jess and Maya,
Okay.
and Jess is reading a horoscope from a cereal box.
Oh, fun. I used to do that all the time.
Yeah, just for kicks.
Yeah.
And the prediction says, beware Tuesday's lunch, for it holds a cheesy doom.
Cheesy doom. That's hilarious.
Right.
Oh, my God.
Maya just laughs it off.
Of course, who wouldn't?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then Maya gets hit in the face with a soccer ball
Oh, no.
At lunch.
Oh, what?
on Tuesday.
Wow. That's crazy.
Right.
So was it like a cheese pizza soccer ball?
I know. It's so specific.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe the horoscopes are onto something?
Yep. And it doesn't stop there.
Oh, no.
The next prediction says that a crow is going to lead Maya to something important.
Okay.
And guess what?
Wow.
She finds a locket.
No way.
Yeah. A real 1920s heirloom
Oh.
that had been reported stolen online.
That is so freaky.
Yeah.
It's like beyond coincidence at this point.
I know.
Yeah.
And then another prediction warns Maya about water.
Okay.
And it turns out
Mm-hmm.
that a pipe bursts in her house.
And it saved you from getting soaked.
Yeah.
That's amazing. But also a little creepy. Like, how are these predictions so accurate? It's like, is this fate?
I know.
Or something else going on?
Yeah. But then the predictions take a really dark turn.
Uh-oh.
It says, the clock strikes twice, friendship pays the price.
Ooh.
Yeah. Maya wants to stop right there.
I don't blame her.
Yeah.
That's when I would be like, nope, I'm done.
Right.
Yeah.
But Jess is like, wait, what if we could change our fate?
Oh, interesting.
So they decide to figure out
Okay.
what's going on with the locket.
Oh, right.
And it leads them to this creepy pawn shop
Ooh,
run by this guy who's obsessed with clocks.
that's creepy.
I know.
Yeah.
And while they're there, Maya stumbles upon
Right.
a whole stash of stolen goods.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And the pawn shop owner gets arrested.
So they solved a crime because of a cereal box horoscope.
Yeah,
That's incredible
I know.
and kind of freaky.
But it gets even weirder.
Okay.
Turns out that the locket belonged to the arresting officer's grandmother.
Wow. What are the chances?
Right. Small world.
And it was pawned by Maya's great-grandmother
Oh, wow.
during hard times.
So it's like a family heirloom that got lost and found again.
Mm.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and Maya gets a reward.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But then they're at the police station,
Yeah.
and the clock chimes twice.
Oh, no.
I know. That's the prediction.
Yeah. And then there's this, like, silence.
Ooh.
It's so unsettling.
That is freaky. Like, is their friendship over?
Right. But nothing's really happened between them.
Okay.
It's really strange.
Maybe the price is just like the weirdness of the whole situation.
Right.
You know, like it's changed their reality.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But then, just as they're leaving the police station,
Mhm.
they almost get run over
By
by a goat.
a goat?
Yeah. Pulling a cheese cart.
No way. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So it's like the cheesy doom came true after all.
Yeah. But in the most ridiculous way.
I love it. It's like fate has a sense of humor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even though they laugh it off,
Uh-huh.
Maya can't shake this feeling of unease,
Yeah.
especially when she reads the next day's horoscope.
Okay.
And it's blank.
What? That's even weirder.
Right. Like, is the prophecy over?
Or is something else coming?
I know.
That's a great cliffhanger.
Yeah. So even though they, like, canceled their prophecies,
Yeah. Yeah.
Maya's left with all these crazy memories.
Yeah.
And this new respect for rogue goats, as she puts it.
That's a great line.
Yeah. So what do you think?
Well, I think it's amazing how these two stories, even though they're so different,
Right.
both deal with this idea of the unexpected.
Yeah.
Like things we don't understand breaking into our everyday lives.
You've got resurrected warrior queens leading protests,
Right.
and then a cereal box predicting the future.
It makes you wonder, you
Yeah.
know, like What are the boundaries of what's possible?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how do we make sense of it when things happen that we just can't explain?
Exactly.
Like maybe Boudica and Joan of Arc appearing is a manifestation of people desperately wanting change.
It's like their desire was so strong it brought them back to life.
Right. And then with the horoscopes, maybe it's just a bunch of crazy coincidences.
And maybe there's something more to it, you know?
Yeah.
Like maybe fate does have a plan for us, even if it seems totally random and ridiculous.
Exactly. And I think both stories show how we react when faced with the extraordinary.
Totally.
You know, some people are inspired.
Like the protesters who followed Boudica and Joan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And others are just trying to make sense of it all.
Like Jess and Maya with their crazy horoscopes.
Yeah. So, listeners, we encourage you to think about times in your own lives when you've experienced something unexplained.
Freaky.
Yeah. Those moments that made you question the predictable.
What did you learn from those experiences? How did they change your perspective?
So that's it for this episode of the Freaky Stories podcast.
I loved those stories.
I know, me too.
So freaky.
Yeah. Don't forget to rate and follow.
Yes, please do.
For more addictive tales that will keep you craving the unexpected.
Oh, yeah. Until next time.
Bye.